So if there's one thing that you should never admit to loving in life, it's an Excel formula. You'll be it's not good for your reputation, and you'll get known as a complete and utter nerd. So there's my tip for today. And for the rest of the session, we're going to have a look at some basic Excel formulas. So here goes. So I've got Excel open on the screen here, and you'll know that a spreadsheet is made up, or a workbook, or whatever it is that Excel calls these things nowadays. It's made up of columns and rows, and there's hundreds of them. So if I just go right down to the bottom here, there's 1048,576. That's how many rows there are. And columns, it goes all the way over to A to Z, and then AA and AB, and there's at least 256 columns. So there's more than you'll ever need in your whole natural life. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because in a moment or two we're going to see how you can use cell references in your formula. But for now, I'm just going to zoom in onto this cell and tell you that whenever you start an Excel formula, you always use the equal sign. So if I type 2 plus 2 without the equal sign, it just simply sees it as text. But if I type equals 2 plus 2, Excel interprets that as a formula. You can see how it's really nerdy. So there you go, equals 2 plus 2 is 4. Really good. If you like this kind of stuff, equals 2 plus 5, equals 2 plus 3, and press enter, and we got 5. So really simple basic formula. Now if you want to do division in Excel, it's equals 10 divided by the /2, and you get obviously the answer there. If you want to do multiplication, it's equals 10 multiplied by 2, which is the star, or on a Windows system, hit Shift and 8 to get the asterisk, and that gives you the multiplication. Now this is where it starts to get ultra nerdy, and that is when you start to use cell references. So let's say we've got Jim, Bob and Sue, because that's what people are called in organizations. And we've got week 1 and week 2 and all the rest of it down here. And we've got some results for them, okay? So now what we can do is we can say, okay, what's the total for week 1 for all of the 3 employees? We can go equals, I mean obviously we can type in 20, ooh, give it away a bit there. We can type in 23 plus 23 plus 23, and you get 69, which is the total of those 3. There. The problem with that is that if this changes, this one doesn't. So there's a smarter way of doing it. Let's just put that one back there. You can say equals, you can click on that cell, click. You can type a plus sign and you can click on the next cell. You can type a plus sign and you can click on the next cell, and then you can press enter. I'm going to do that for you again. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to go equals that plus that plus that. And there you go. And then when you type 24 in here and press enter, ta-da! 69 changes to 70 because it's linked. This formula here is linked into these cells. So you can see then that gets pretty good, because anything that changes here now will, any number that you change in this particular row will have an impact on this total. Okay, so let's go one step further and say equals, and instead of clicking on all of those cells, because you notice, you know, like if you've got like 500 employees, it's going to be a bit laborious trying to click on them all and getting on all their totals. So you can use things called functions, and the sum function adds up all the items that it's given a reference to. So equals sum, I'm just going to do this slowly then. So equals, remember, always use an equals when you type in an Excel formula. Equals sum, that's a specific word to Excel, it knows what that means. Type an open bracket and click and drag this time, and then type a closing bracket and press enter, and you get the result. Now that's doing virtually the same as this one here, but it's just a bit easier to actually write that. And you can imagine that if you've got 500 employees, it would be much easier. And instead of having to say equals, click on that one, press the plus, click on that one, press the plus, click on that one, and press enter. It would be a lot faster with 500 employees to go equals sum, open bracket, click and drag, close bracket, enter. Okay, so that's how you can start using cell references and functions in your Excel formula. So you keep going like this and you can become a real super nerd. But yeah, it's pretty good when you start to get working with the logic of Excel and you really start to understand the power and the type of things that you can do with it. That's all for now.